Hello everyone, back posting another video again. As is clearly evident by the views and the likes and all the comments I've seen on my latest video, maybe I should get back in the studio. I've been trying my best to stay on top of things while also researching things for my next games that I want to play, mainly being the Nier game for the PlayStation 3, and upon researching that, I quickly found out that there were actually two versions of Nier. I don't really know the difference between them, but from what I was seeing, it was mainly that he looks a little bit older in the Nier Gestalt version, and he looks younger in the replicant version. So I'll have to see if anything is really different with the two games. Probably play them a little bit and then decide if I'll actually end up playing Nier after Drakengard 3 or if I'll just skip Nier for the PS3 and just go straight to Replicant and then play Automata after that. But anyways, where we left off, Inuart, being possessed, came down from the sky and stole Footy straight from us, hack and slashed Vertile, and left us absolutely on our knees begging and pleading. So obviously the only logical thing to do is to chase after him because he took our sister. And based off what Vertile says, that he was so willing to trade his music for power that he just did it on a whim. And I also want to add that this dude speaks the entire time on this mission. He just does not stop yapping. Upon making our descent, we are greeted by a couple of new enemy types, that mainly being magic-resistant goblins, big fat pigmen on cannon, and the occasional goblin ballista. Once again on this level, it is made a habit that the characters will constantly talk about how Kaim just relentlessly murders everything in his sight and shows no restraint when doing so. After completing the mission, we are shown a cutscene where Kaim somehow communicates to the dragon that his parents were murdered by a dragon. And with that, a revelation comes to the dragon saying that, okay, let's go to the Empire because that's where your sister will be. Duh. On the next level, we are immediately greeted with what is probably one of the most overpowered enemies in the game. These guys had me so down bad, bro, it felt like I was getting hit with the 3 parallel park glizzies with a 20-foot shebang. It was completely unbelievable how fast they could attack and how much damage they would do in such a short amount of time. But regardless of the enemy difficulty, after everything was said and done, I handled that jump. We then read the mind of a dying creature, probably one of the pigmen, and we find out that there is a shorter path to the Empire than we previously thought. We then hear the death cry of a fairy, and the dragon says that means the 3 seals have been broken, that there's only one more left, and we are hoping that Kaim's sister Fruity is still alive. I kind of speedran this mission just by flying on the dragon and skipping most of the enemies. Some of them were a little annoying, you know, because they were just the wizard priests. They would just shoot up at the dragon, but I just flew past. And then we get to the golem. This took me longer than it should have because I'm a bit of an idiot. See, I thought you just had to walk up to it, swing a few times, and it'll go down. No, I had to walk away, get on the dragon, fly over, shoot it a couple times, get shot off my dragon by a wizard, get back on the dragon, do a 360, spin around, and shoot the guy again. It was a whole conundrum, and it took way longer than it should have. Alright, bro. It's about time we wrap this shit up. They enlisted El Gigante. Multiple of them. It's over, bruh. I thought this mission was pretty cool. I think the El Gigante are pretty neat enemies, even though we don't really see much of them. We are also introduced to another new enemy, which are basically just beholders from Dungeons and Dragons. Other than that, just a normal level. But upon landing, I will not lie to you, this mission, I believe I did it in one try, but it took me legitimately 30 minutes. It took me a half an hour to complete this mission because of the constant strife I had to go through playing this level. I was effectively pulling hair trying to complete this level because there were so many tense moments where the enemies were getting to a point to where I just couldn't kill them. I just couldn't do anything to them. The enemies, like, you know, and you know, I was looking at like kind of like tips and how to play the game and such, and a lot of people were just saying, don't kill everybody, only go for the targets. Yeah, that's what I tried to do in this level, but when they pack the enemies like sardines and like they're layered one on top of each other and there's like 20 of them, it's kind of hard to just not get overwhelmed. And on top of that, they then had to introduce a part of the mission where they're all magic resistant. So it's like a layer cake. Where it starts with being shot off your dragon within the first minute of the level, and then taking out sardine pack levels of enemies. And then they stack another right on top of that with more sardine packed enemies, but they're magic resistant. And like, it just makes, this was probably the second worst level in the game, because there was another level that literally made me lower the difficulty. But it's like I said, we get it done. I'm just gonna say right now that the last few chapters of this game kind of get hectic, and I kind of want to show just how emotional it gets.
What is it? What's going on? Judgment is at hand!
Hell has fallen upon this earth, and that can only mean one thing. The last seal has been broken. Footy Eye is dead. The next level has us running around in a panic, all of the soldiers clearly in distress, wondering if this is going to be their end. Meeting up with Hierarch Vertile cements this fact, that he questions how the blood of the goddess could have been spilled, and is this really the end of the world? But with Kaim's swift kick moves, he suddenly finds the determination to press onward and figure out for himself if she's actually dead or not. And fam, I'm gonna be real honest, this might be hell. This actually might be hell. I don't think I've ever seen a more red level in my entire life. On top of the enemies being, you know, cranked up to 11 and such, you know, the reanimation of the dead, you know, kind of stirs something in one. makes me believe that maybe the world is doomed and there is no recourse. We are definitely heading straight down. And I'll tell you what, it really doesn't help that these skeletons are also some of the most annoying enemies in the game. You know, there's kind of a pattern going on. Every other level, there just so happens to be an enemy that pisses me off to an extra degree in this game. Enough said. And I think it was at about this point that I'd figured out that if you hold the shoot button while flying the dragon, it shoots a barrage of fireballs. I do not know how it took me that long to figure that out, but maybe if I just read the tutorials at the beginning of the game, I'd have known. But as we fly around on this level, I did also notice that in the background, if you look kind of close, you can see the floating fortress in the background. Kind of a neat detail. As we near the end of the mission, we get ever closer toward the floating castle, but when we try to go up there, it appears that something is blocking us and we cannot go any higher.
Priestess, let me have Khaim.
Release not the Watchers.
I am strong. I feel love. Love for the Watchers. Love for you. But who are you?
Inuart?
With that, it's almost undeniable that Inuart has pretty much completely lost all humanity, and if not his humanity, all of his feelings that he had for Footy Eye. And it's also made very evident in the next level, where we have to fight him. He wasn't a very hard boss. I think I just didn't really understand how he worked, and I was just trying to rush by just spamming the fireball or barrage shot, but you know, every time you hit him with an attack, he shoots you back. So it's just more of a artificially long fight. It takes longer than it should, but it isn't very difficult if you know what you're doing. Along with just the, I don't want to say randomness of this fight, Inuart, he says a lot in this fight, and it's like, you know, I never said it before, but I think one of my favorite types of characters are the ones where they get power for all the wrong, from all the wrong reasons. It's like he wants to protect his lover and be strong, but is then corrupted into the enemy side. And it's such a good literary device when the main character / protagonist has to go up against his best friend or someone's lover that they're like close with, because he has just become so evil. Like, he is taunting us in the fight, like, Footy Eye, are you watching? Today your brother shall die. I love Footy Eye with my innermost being. Die, die, die. Footy Eye, Footy Eye, Footy Eye, Footy Eye, Footy Eye. Like, he is so consumed with the fact that he loves Footy Eye and wants to protect her that it's like it circles back around to him not actually feeling those feelings. After getting Inuart low enough, he flees, and riding his coattails, we manage to get to the fortress. And the fortress is kind of a cool stage. They bring back an enemy type that was in the very early levels of the game, these like towers that shoot cannonballs at you. You just have to destroy them and the mission's over. Not really anything too crazy, but oh boy, I will tell you what, this next level had me absolutely fuming. This was not the second hardest level. I know I said that earlier. This is probably the third, but this level probably was the catalyst for the decision I made at the end. Because the enemies in this level, if I'd said that they'd kicked it up to 11 before, they kick it up to 100 in this one. The objective of this level is to just get to the end. That is all. But they put the strongest enemies in the way. And I'm not talking about, like some pig dudes or whatever. No. They put the Tower Knights with the big great swords at the beginning of the game. They put them in this level, but they're super strong. There's a bunch of anti-magic guys. There's so many enemies that, like, if I had trouble with them before, they were a complete issue now. And don't even get me started on these fucking shield guys. The next stage, however, is a complete flip-flop from the one before it, where the objective is to take down the shield blocking the area where Footy Eye is. All the while, we hear pleas from Footy Eye to help her.
Speak not the Watchers. Draw not the Watchers. Write not the Watchers. Sculpt not the Watchers.
Sing not the Watchers. Call not the Watcher's name.
Time! Has the last seal been broken? Come out now! The seeds are sown! Time! Be strong! The world itself is in mortal danger! Will you allow your sister's sacrifices to be in vain? Time!
Time was too late. Footy Eye is gone, and now the world is surely doomed.
La 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 la, la 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 la.
What have you done?
I broke the seal. Now she's useless.
The Watchers laugh.
The Watchers laugh. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Footy Eye, but I did it for you. I did it all for you, and yet I could not even sing for you. Was this all for myself? Did I kill you?
La 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 la. La 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 la. The Watchers dance. Such fun.
The Watchers dance. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. The Watchers, they dance.
No more pain. Footy Eye. A miracle. The goddess will live again.
Rage. Rage was all he felt. To force yourself to go into battle and to fight the man who loved your sister, but to do so with so little reasoning. So little, in fact, that by the end, we don't even defeat him. He manages to get away, with Verdelay in our ears just saying that it would quite literally be pointless to continue the fight, as it's already over. The next level truly shows just how bad it really gets, with what I believe this mission having the most enemies in any of the stages up to this point truly shows just how doomed the planet really is. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, the apex of it all, the Great Worm. The Great Worm descends from the sky, hailing the true seeds of resurrection. The dragon shows fear, knowing what kind of power lies within the Great Worm. But Kaim doesn't let that happen. Over time, Kaim and the dragon have grown close, and them together can go through anything. The fight is difficult, as though it should be, trifling with a power beyond our comprehension. But once you defeat the worm, the dragon truly realizes that without Kaim, it couldn't have never have gotten this strong. So in a plot for revenge, we fly towards Mana, enemies scattered around. With the dragon's newfound power, they feel as if nothing can stop them now. After landing and making our way through the city, we find keys to unlock the big doors to the church. The last obstacle before Mana, before we can finally end this. Alright, let me actually tap out for a second. This is the level. I think, in my personal opinion, this is the hardest level in the game. Because it is a true endurance test. It truly tests just how good you are at the game, because not only is it the strongest enemies in the game, which at this point I've come to terms with it. Some of the enemies are strong. They're not just annoying, they're strong. But not only do they throw you the strongest enemies, but they also don't throw them like in a group where they're manageable, or where like in the earlier levels where like they're in a group and you can build up a combo. Sometimes they drop a health pickup. That doesn't really happen in this level. So you pretty much have to rely on the fact that you may or may not have gotten an ally earlier in the game and were able to summon them for this fight, because you just take too much damage in between fighting the enemies that you don't have enough to finish it off. And it doesn't help that there's also like 4 waves. There's like 4 waves of enemies. It's like knights and then skeletons and then knights again with some skeletons, and then it's like priests with knights, or it's like priests with skeletons, and then like skeletons, knights, and priests. And there's just so many enemies, and it's so long. It genuinely, like, no rage, just like this was the hardest level in the game, and with that, it made me turn the difficulty down. Chapter 9 better be 1 level. Chapter 10 better be 1 level. Chapter 11 better be 1 level. Chapter 12 better be 2 levels. Chapter 13 better be 8.
Please, I'm the hierarch. This is my duty. Om galek ne alifre natila. 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 You still try to live. Pathetic. Pathetic.
And this is it. The final boss. Mana, floating before me, ready for battle. And with what is by far the coolest boss, of course, they did have to save the best for last. It's just more of the same stuff. Shoot her until she's dead. She did have an occasional time where she would put up a shield and I couldn't hurt her, which would lead straight into her second phase, where she would constantly let off these rings of light, and they are kind of hard to avoid, but it's not like I really got hit by them a lot. Oh.
Oh, stupid, stupid, all of you! Fleeing the resurrection! The gods are watching. It is their last judgment. We will be transformed. We fear nothing. We are loved. You hate me, don't you? Kill me if you want. Come on, warrior. Kill me. Kill me. Don't hold back. Whoppity whop. Kill little Mana. I don't mind. I am loved. I am loved, you know. See? Mother has to love me. If the gods love me. Kill me. Kill me. If you don't, I'll do something. If you hate me, then kill me. Kill me. Just one big smash. Oh, don't hate me, Mother, please. Please, I'm gonna die, you see? Or you can do it. I don't mind. Kill me. Kill me. I don't mind. Kill me, please.
Time shall never forgive you. You will not die so easily. You will be despised by every soul in this world, unforgiven for all eternity.
No, no.
You will suffer under the unbearable weight of your crimes. You are beyond hope!
No, Mother! I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry! I won't do it again! I promise, I promise, I promise!
Who shall become the seal?
We must find a new goddess at once. Another sacrifice to the seal. I am no priest. I am an executioner.
Kaim, I am tired again. Warm me as you did before. Yes, I feel better now. I shall be the seal. No human can match my strength.
But do you know what you offer?
You had best do it before I change my mind.
No fucking way.
Galek nearly free Natila. Galek nearly free Natila. Galek nearly free Natila. Galek nearly free Natila. Galek nearly free Natila.
I have never seen you weep before. There is but one thing I wish for you to remember. Angelus,
holy gods, is it your will that we should live on?
That was the ending. I'm not a credits watcher.
On sacrifices countless, will a new shrine be built by the hands of the gods?
Yeah, that was it. I have a decent enough reason to believe that I may or may not have gotten the worst ending, but it wasn't a bad ending, right? Yes, we might have lost our sister, lost Inuart, and lost Angelus, but in the end, it was for the greater good. No evil, and we made it out of it alive. But you know, even to this point, after completing the game, I still feel like maybe I should get the other endings. So I'll leave it to y'all, I guess. If anyone ever gets to this point, let me know. Should I play the other endings? Do my own little thing on them? I think I will probably I'll probably start on Drakengard 3. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm extremely appreciative of all the new viewers. And I never expected so many to see my little videos, my little channel. But yeah. Like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time.